Good evening. Guess what? I got a new deck today. So I've been wanting this one for a while. It's been on my wish list. And it's here. It is the Dark Goddess Oracle Cards by Barbara Meiklejohn-Free, Meikle John Free, Meiklejohn-Free, and Flavia, Kate Peters, designed by Kate Osborne. So I assume that means the artist. Dark Goddess, we've got those names again, these two, and then the third name, some images there. And 48 cards and guidebook set. Let's get the plastic off. Designed by Kate Osborne. Arrgh. Okay. So this totally comes down in favor of me taking the plastic off before. Okay. Socrates, get out the way. All right. By the way, I'm going to look at this deck here and stick around to the end if you want to hear my dear friend Socrates' opinion of the deck. And he has been like 100% so far. He's a good guy, aren't you? All right. So here we go. Are you ready and willing to re-engage with the guidance of your inner wisdom? Each card in this deck will illuminate the majesty and potential of your shadow self to bring about a more powerful sense of positivity and change in your life. This deck puts at your fingertips an array of emotional tools, mythology, real-life experiences, and the elements of nature. Open the portals which span the globe and its ancient beliefs and connect again to the Dark Goddess guidance within. This oracle contains 48 silver-gilded cards full of the power of the goddess's silver. Key focus words, a detailed guidebook on how to use the information, sample spreads, easy to remember and repeat incantations, a detailed reading for each card, information about the origins of each goddess. And this was $23.99. And it is, it's put out by Llewellyn. This is published by Llewellyn and solarusltd.com. So let's take a look, and there's 4 images here, but I want to see them big. It's really cool. I mean, I've already done the Dark Moon Oracle. No, sorry, it was the Dark Mirror Oracle. Hard to get the box open. And I'm very happy to see, as I said with that deck, that there are decks coming out that are addressing the dark. I am not a love and light person. I am. Yes, I am. I am a light bringer. But I am not deny the dark. And just think positive and everything will be all right. Being a Plutonian person, I have Pluto is my chart ruler and it rides my midheaven. So, and conjuncts my Mercury and opposes my moon. So being a Plutonian person, I don't get a choice but to deal with the dark side. Somebody once was interviewing Stephen King, and they asked him why he wrote about such dark subjects. Why do you write the kind of dark things you do? And his response was, what makes you think I have a choice? You know, I haven't looked at Stephen King's chart, but I need to, because he doesn't have a choice. He's got to be a Plutonian. Pluto rules Scorpio, and it rules death and taxes and, you know, all the things we can't talk about. Sex, death, and taxes. It rules the inevitable, basically, is what it rules. And so we don't get a chance to dodge the darkness. It's like nobody here gets out alive, you know. We're all going to die, and we all have to deal with that. And Scorpios deal with that like up front and early. They come to terms with it. They want to know what happens. They want to know what's behind the curtain. So dark goddesses are very Plutonian in nature. I mean, Pluto was the god of Hades, right? Well, Hades was the god of Hades, but Pluto is the Roman version. Okay, so Dark Goddess Oracle cards. And we've got the authors again on the beginning, one of those nice stiff paperback books. Copyright 2017, so this has been out for a couple of years. And they are listed in alphabetical order after the introduction and how to use this deck. Sample readings, single card, 3-card, and Triskelion. So that's nice that the readings that they recommend, the biggest one is 4 cards. I think a lot of times people can get overwhelmed if they're starting to read because they look in the book and it's like 10-card spread, 14 card, these big spreads, and you're dealing with so many different meanings, particularly with oracle cards. With tarot, each card represents kind of a little detail of life and, a very specific situation. And so you can put them together into a sentence. When you're dealing with oracle cards and archetypes, which is what a lot of oracles deal with, there's more depth to each one and the meaning of it. So it helps to have recommended readings be small ones. All right, box out of the way. And we'll take here we go again. Okay. I'll put you out of the way. So we start with Arachne, and she stands for hubris. Aradia, one of my favorites, defense in the British spelling. Arnemisha, integrity. I've never heard of her, but she's lovely. And I'm looking at, I haven't even looked at the back, so there's the Triskelion on the back. Just a triple spiral. And the cards themselves, this looks like kind of just an ornate frame. So you've got these little things around here. Everything is in an oval frame. That saves a little bit of artwork, eh? I like keywords. You know that I like keywords because you can just lay out sentences almost. Integrity. Baba Yaga. Loss. I vibe with Baba Yaga these days. The Kaylee. Endurance. So we have, images of, although, Baba Yaga is an old woman and she looks like a young woman here. So are we doing kind of the sexy Halloween thing with these cards? Because Kaylee is also an old woman who doesn't look old there at all. Okay, endurance. I guess she's enduring quite well. Yay. Caradwen, inspiration again. Caradwen, well, the goddess of the cauldron of death and rebirth, transformation. Change is obsession. Dear woman, temptation. All right, all right, I'm not gonna say anything just yet. Diti, revenge. Ooh, she's awesome. Aingana, health. I don't know who she is or where she's from. We'll have to look her up. Reshkikal, coercion. So again, I'm getting the sexy Halloween vibe here. Urzuli, prosperity. And I mean, I like looking at beautiful women as much as the next person. But I also like my portrayals to be evocative. Fauna, I'm thinking her name probably is. It looks Celtic because it looks like there's too many consonants that we don't need. Envy. Fortuna, fate. Gaia, creation. See, I'd like to see some juicy women in here too. Guabansesh. I'm thinking she's like Middle American, yeah, because of the pyramid here. Guabansesh? Yes. Help. Wrath. Hecate, protection. Ooh, I like her. She's got gray in her hair, but she sure doesn't look old. Does she look like me? Hell, concealment. Hine nui te po, trust. So that's an island. A Polynesian, Hawaiian. I like that. Inanna, seduction. She looks the part. Inara, trickery. Isis, resurrection. Here we go again. Ishpapalotl. Itzpapalotl. Purification. Kali, destruction. Ooh, she's cool. Lilith, equality. I like that. Gotta say I like that. Mat, judgment. Look at her weighing hearts. You weigh your heart against a feather. So when you die, you go to Mat and she weighs your heart against a feather. And if your heart is heavier than that feather, then it's not good news. Maeve, determination. Yeah, because women wore that when they went into battle. I have a little bit of an issue with that. Maman Brigitte, redemption. Medea, deception. Medusa, appearance. Again, the costumes, I didn't really, well, I guess I didn't get to see enough of the cards. The Morrigan, sovereignty. But, we can chalk it up to the style. Nematona, secrecy. And this, women did this deck too. So anyway, Nuba, denial. We'll just keep going here and see. Nyx is respite. Oh, I like her a lot. She's beautiful. They're all beautiful. I mean, they're all beautiful. The artwork is beautiful. The women are beautiful. But they're stereotypical. And they're all done up in very saucy outfits. And I'm not all down with that. Oya, deliverance. An African goddess. Yes, Yoruba. Pandora, curiosity. Pele, transformation. She's cool. Penthesilea. Not sure. Guilt. Persephone, compliance. Pythia, knowledge. That's cool. Ran, abuse. Sedna, abandonment. She's native. Sekhmet, empowerment. And I say Sekhmet because my dear, dear friend, who was Egyptian and a priest, pronounced it that way. Empowerment. Sheila Nahig, and that is how it's pronounced in the Gaelic. Sheila Nahig. Desperation. Skadi, atonement. Scylla, drama. Very cool. Tiamat, control. Izume, persuasion. And that's the end. We're back to Arachne. So, the artwork, I do have a little bit of an argument with just the fact that even the ones that are supposed to be old woman goddesses, crone goddesses, are depicted as young women. A little sizest. They're all thin. They're all in, very push-up costumes and things like that. Very sexy, very saucy, which, as a woman and not a lesbian, and even if I were a lesbian, I would think it would be nice to see some diversity in images, a rounder, almost, a literally rounder depiction of women as a whole. This seems to be a little bit ageist and a little bit biased size-wise. So, but it's beautiful. The artwork is beautiful nonetheless. So let's just take one. I would like a message from this deck, please. And I have not, of course, consecrated them or smudged or anointed or anything else, but I'm asking from the minds that created it and from the eternal mind to please give me one card here. I would like to cut shuffle one more time, and then I'm going to cut the deck. Okay. So we're going to just take it and let it fall open. And we get Pandora, curiosity. Okay. Well, I am curious. I have to admit that. So they are in alphabetical order in the book. Pandora says, and not too long. It seems that each of them is just, like 1.5 pages. Pandora is curiosity. Temptation calls to peer through locks. Read someone's mail, open a box. For an unboxing video. Curiosity killed the cat. Satisfaction brought him back. Avoid a consequence like that. By the power of the dark goddess in me, protection in place, blessed be. So that is the incantation. Dark goddess guidance. You could be in the process of making a huge mistake if you go ahead. Pause for a minute and take a good look at what it is you're about to undertake. You must dig deeper and investigate thoroughly before you make a decision. Look to see what the outcome could be and what effects it could have on others, on you, and also your future. So this is, if you're asking just generally who wants to speak to me, I mean, I don't have like a huge decision in front of me right now. All right. You are gifted and talented with abilities, and many opportunities have already and will continue to be presented to you. That's true. Sometimes, though, you see your gifts as a curse, rather like Pandora. That's also true. Expectations from others and of yourself are hard to live up to, yet your ambitions propel you further and higher. You would be wise to heed the warnings of Pandora, who wishes you not to become a victim to temptation as she once did. So with hope in your heart, keep the lid firmly closed in tempting offers at this time before looking at your options. So let's look at, just who Pandora was. She was told, do not open this box under any circumstances, and her curiosity got the better of her, and she unleashed all the horrors on the world. So, okay, Dark Goddess Foresight. Make sure you know what you're getting yourself into. Don't be sidelined by curiosity. Hope will pull you through. Face up to the consequences of your actions. Investigate an offer that seems too good to be true. A surprise gift will arrive. Use your gifts and talents wisely. So, investigate an offer that seems too good to be true is always good advice. I don't have such an offer in front of me right now, but I guess it's just a general thing to, be careful what you wish and check everything out for reals. Pandora revealed. Archetypal gifted one. So it means gifted one, I guess, of Greek origin and created by the gods as the first mortal woman. She was gifted with many objects and talents, including a box. Though she released the lid and unleashed all sorts of disease, plague, and misery upon the world, Pandora got the lid back on just in time to save hope. But the cycle of death and rebirth had already been established on Earth. So I guess it would also talk about, just tempering curiosity. Curiosity is a vital thing. It's to me, lack of curiosity is death and depression. But too much curiosity can lead you places you don't want to go. So I guess it's about be careful what you wish, and be careful before you peek behind the veil. I always say, sometimes I'll be doing readings for people, and I learned early on in my career in the early 90s not to do readings when somebody drags somebody else there. If somebody comes up and they want a reading on their own, but if they're dragging somebody, kicking and screaming, oh, you got to have a reading, you got to have a reading, just don't do it. Even if it means giving up money, even if it means I'm not going to get paid for a reading. I've learned to say no. Unless the person themselves is interested, that door is closed. They're not going to get any information, and it's going to waste everybody's time. For a while, it's like, I'll take your money for it, but I won't. It's just too frustrating for me. It's too much like hard work, and it invalidates me. When they're sitting there going, no, it doesn't really, I've also had people come who actually do want a reading, and I'm laying the cards out, and when I lay them out, I do 9 categories with 3 each, and they get laid out in a certain order, and each category stands for something else. And I'll be doing the reading, and usually, when I start laying out cards, I start to get a story, and then there will be times where I'm laying out cards, and it just feels like I'm laying out random cards. And I finally learned that whatever is happening with me is what's happening with them. So when this happens, and it's just not, I say that the cards aren't taking hands, they're not making a story for me. When that happens, I've learned to ask the person, did you have a particular question? Is there something that you really wanted insight on? And like almost all the time, no, I was just curious. I'm just kind of curious as to what would happen. And those aren't very good readings because they don't have a frame in mind of here's what I really need to know about. And they're the ones that bring the context. I'm looking at the same cards over and over and over again. Different things stand out to me. Different pictures happen in my head. I hear different things. But, sometimes I can't tell. I'm saying something and people are like, yeah, well, there wasn't anything really important going on. So, you know, the readings, the depth of the reading can have to do with the circumstances the person's in. If they have like crisis going on, they're going to be very hungry for everything that's coming out of those cards. If they don't, everything's going to seem kind of shallow and, you know, yeah, whatever, you know, or it just doesn't apply. So, gotta say, it didn't really feel like it applied too much. I didn't recognize the situation of curiosity and, you know, warning that it said. So, I mean, I'm going to have to work with them. They need to be anointed. They need to be smudged. There's certainly a lovely deck, and I'm glad to have them along with my other dark decks, at least one that I have so far, because we need that as well. So, hey, Socrates, oh magic swearing ball. Do you think this is a good deck for me to read with?
Are you fucking crazy?
Well, yeah, but that's beside the point. So, okay, Socrates says no. Socrates says no, if you've ever watched Little Britain. So we'll see. He's been right on every other time. But again, I'm glad to have it in the collection, and I will keep buying decks. So thank you for watching. If you'd like it, and subscribe, please. Let me know if there's a video that you would like to see, or, you know, a deck that you would like to see me look at, and I will get to it. And I thank you for being with me. Blessed be, and I'll see you next time.